Hudson and Rex is going through the biggest identity crisis in its entire history, and there is no denying that. Because when you remove a character like Charlie Hudson, you are not just changing the cast, you are changing the entire foundation of the show. And that is exactly what happened. The moment John Reardon stopped appearing, everything started to feel different. At first, it was subtle. Fans noticed the absence, but they still believed things would go back to normal. There was still hope. Because after everything John went through, especially his health journey, it felt natural to expect that the show would welcome him back with open arms. But that did not happen. Instead, the show made a decision that completely shocked its audience. They moved forward, without Charlie. And not just temporarily, but in a way that made it feel permanent. That is when everything changed. Because fans were no longer just watching a story unfold. They were watching something they loved slowly turn into something unrecognizable. And that is where the backlash truly began. People were not just upset, they felt betrayed. Because Hudson and Rex was never just about crime cases or investigations. It was about the connection between Charlie and Rex. That unique bond was the heart of the show. It was what made every episode feel special. And once that was gone, the show started to feel empty, no matter how good the stories were. Season 8 made this very clear. Even though new characters were introduced and new storylines were explored, something was always missing. The emotional weight was not there. The charm was not there. And most importantly, that feeling that made fans come back every week, was gone. Many viewers even said that they were only watching out of habit, not because they were enjoying it anymore. And this is why so many fans started calling for the show to be cancelled. And this is where everything starts to take a very unexpected turn, because despite all the backlash, all the anger, and all the disappointment from fans, the early talk around Season 9 is not what anyone expected. It is not completely negative. In fact, some people are saying the opposite. There are growing hints that Season 9 might actually be good. Now, before anything else, this does not mean that the damage from Season 8 is suddenly gone. It is still there. The absence of Charlie Hudson is still something fans feel in every part of the story. That emotional connection, that bond with Rex, it is still missing. And for many viewers, that alone is enough to never fully accept the new direction of the show. But at the same time, something feels different. Because from what we are hearing, the storytelling in Season 9 is stronger. The cases are more intense. The pacing is tighter. And the show seems to be putting more effort. And most importantly, it is about whether the show still feels like the same show they once loved. And for many people, it does not. But here is where things become even more complicated. Because while some fans are ready to walk away, others are curious. They want to see if the show can actually recover. They want to see if Season 9 can prove everyone wrong. They are not fully convinced, but they are not completely gone either. And that small group of viewers could be very important. Because if Season 9 truly is better, if it manages to deliver strong, emotional, and engaging episodes, then it might slowly start winning people back. Not all of them, but enough to keep the show alive. And that is something no one expected after Season 8. Because just a short time ago, it felt like Hudson and Rex was heading straight toward cancellation. It felt like there was no coming back from the decisions that were made. But now, there is at least a small possibility that the story is not over yet. However, there is still one major problem that cannot be ignored. No matter how good Season 9 might be, John Reardon is still not there. And that changes everything.